Please join me in welcoming journalist, author, global citizen, and St. Mark's alum, Alex Ward.
Hey everybody, how we doing? Feeling good? All right, good. I promised to be shorter than that processional. I don't know what happened there, guys. Were you guys taking photos? What happened? What happened there? No? All right, people stumbled, it's cool. All right, fine. Happy to be here with you all today. Mr. Warren, Ms. Breed, trustees, faculty, students, staff, parents, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2024. Thank you so much for inviting me to come back and address you all today. I'm a reporter, so I believe in full transparency and telling you the truth up front. So here it goes. I was surprised by the request to speak at such a momentous occasion, and it's partly because of something that happened just a few feet from this tent. I took geometry my fourth form year, and I was struggling. I had just gotten a handle on numbers, and then they threw me a curveball in the form of adding letters to equations. Letters! For a while, I genuinely thought the answer to find x was circling it along the hypotenuse. And while I don't know what it does or what it's for, the only complicated math thing that I remember is the quadratic formula, because it was taught to me in the style of row, row, row your boat. Sing it with me if you know it. X equals negative b plus or minus radical. B squared minus 4ac, all over 2a. Nailed it. Song of the summer right there. Move over, espresso. I give you that backstory so that you don't think I'm crazy for what happened next. The teacher, Dr. Tanton, brought his dog in one day and placed a bowl of treats on his desk. To start the class, he said, if any of you eat a pepperoni stick, you can take the class off. Well, as he and my classmates chuckled, I sprang out of my chair and dashed to the bowl. I wolfed down that sticky, surprisingly peppery treat, like it was a 4th of July hot dog eating contest. It took me longer than I'm proud of to realize it was an obvious joke. Tanton, looking horrified while holding in a laugh, said, "Alex, wash out your mouth and come back to class." So not only did I fail to earn a free period, but I had caused my friends to look at me the same way they looked at the dining hall's chicken, which, even when fully cooked, still somehow gives off raw vibes. Students know what I'm talking about. All this to say, I know I'm supposed to use this speech to talk about the future, what comes next after you leave Southborough. But I'm not sure I'm the most distinguished person for that assignment. I do feel qualified to talk about something else. This place, St. Mark's, and what it might mean to you after the ceremony. St. Mark's was my home for 18 years. I spent my childhood here, learning my please and thank yous and how to ride a bike on West Campus's hills. West Campus, all right. One for West Campus, we'll take it. We'll take one for West Campus, we'll take one. More for West Campus? All right, good, keep it going. In that time, I watched my mom teach generations of Spanish classes to say, tengo 14 años, not años. Spanish 1, where you at? I see you. And that there is an obnoxious way to pronounce Barcelona. So I know two things. First, the Kleenex I need whenever Stick Season's Noah Khan sings about New England. And second, that you're asking yourself the same question I did on this day. When can I get out of here? Believe me, I get it. If your experience was anything like mine, senioritis kicked in about 4 months ago, when that college admissions letter was a golden ticket to stop studying and double down on playing video games. You hung out with friends just a little longer in the common room. You stretched out your lunches and dinners, surveying the dining hall from that raised floor. It might only have been 2 steps, but at that point in your St. Mark's career, it felt like you climbed a mountain. And let's not forget that you survived a pandemic, navigated a tricky political climate. Some of you also woke up at 12:30 with a fire alarm last night. And you attended a school so intimate with everyone so involved in your life that if you fell down the stairs, everyone would know by the time you hit the bottom. Heck, you're the only class I know with a valedictorian who may or may not still be hypnotized. Yeah, I know about that. Reporters do their research, baby. We get to the facts. So, the impulse to want your graduation speaker to just shut up already so you can celebrate isn't just something I understand, it's also something I felt when I sat where you are now. But here's something else I bet you started feeling, a resilient, persistent notion that you just can't shake. This school, with all its prestige and problems, will forever be part of who you are. You may not have spent the holdovers-like existence at St. Mark's like I did, but you, too, grew up here. Yes, it's where you learned what subjects you loved and the ones you'd eat dog food to avoid. Pepperoni is gross, don't eat it. Anyway. But it's also where a hallway conversation unveiled a classmate's humanity, where a teammate's graciousness after beating Groton inspired you, where a dorm head acted as a parent in a time of need, where even the shortest romance, despite the heartbreak, taught you to care for another. Boarder or day student, here in this place, you lived together, worked together, laughed together, cried together, strived together, were together. St. Mark's, at the end of the day, is a home. And it's yours, just as much as it is mine. Over the years, I've had the good fortune to see many classes come and go. All of them, including my class of 2008, were full of people aching to jump in the car, leave for another town, state, or country, ready for their real lives to begin. Some of them, and I suspect some of you, genuinely didn't enjoy their time here. Fair enough. No place is perfect, and no two experiences are the same. Please know that we see you. But I also saw a lot of wantaways come back on the very next Groton Day, and then nearly all of them for their 5-year reunion. Some are willing to get lunch with me whenever I'm in their city, including a former classmate in Seoul, South Korea, who showed me his favorite dumpling place, making him partly responsible for this pear-shaped gentleman before you. And I think the reason why, for all of it, is deceptively simple. They lived here, just like you really lived here. Whether they thrived or survived at this school, they moved on with the confidence that whatever they did in life, wherever they went, St. Mark's was where they left it, a time capsule preserving memories for when everything was possible. This place still reminds them of a time when they weren't the final versions of themselves, when life came at them fast, before they took big risks, before they trusted their gut and moral compass to do the right thing, before they stepped out of their comfort zone, before their world expanded in vibrant ways. Despite all I just said, I desperately wanted out of here 16 years ago. I was excited to move to DC, meet new people in college, learn about the world, and get better at writing. That last bit wasn't so easy. A politics professor once gave me an F on a paper about the Supreme Court. Honestly, the grade was fair. I wrote all 20 pages mere hours before handing it in. It was so bad, she even asked, "Is English your first language?" The feedback was brutal, but the point remained. I needed to do better at writing on deadline. So I practiced the craft, and over time got good enough to get hired in journalism. Now, this kid from Southborough gets to cover the White House and travel with presidents, watching history unfold and having the privilege of engaging in our democracy by reporting what I see back to you. I even wrote a book about it. And in a twist, was named a Pulitzer Prize finalist for Supreme Court coverage. I didn't win the journalism award, but all right, it's fine. All right, one more. But on my prize day, I wasn't envisioning such a career. My thoughts were elsewhere. They were about whether I'd ever see a certain classmate again, if a teacher that inspired me would be here when I got back, if a secret crush would ever know how I felt, If the staff from the front desk to the training room would smile when I walked in. If the weekend van driver still bumped Kendrick on the way to the mall. If my coaches remembered that I ran at slow speeds but played with a big heart. There he is. And if the headmaster would still let me impersonate how he talks with his hands. Clearly, yes. Okay. But there was another thought. If I ever got the chance to speak at a prize day, I would not offer platitudes about your futures. No guy at a podium standing between you and your freedom could know what you're about to face. But instead, I'd speak about what I know. And what I know is this. I'm as proud as ever to call St. Mark's my home. And that's because you are a part of it, a part of its story, as much as it's a part of yours. If I were to dip into providing life advice, I'd say that it's hard to build anything without a solid foundation. Count yourselves among the most fortunate to have such sturdiness beneath your feet. Don't let it erode. And no matter where you go or what you do, you will always be welcome here, and you will someday have the privilege to welcome others to this place, the place you grew up, the place you lived, with the family you made. Make sure, before you leave here today, with that hard-earned diploma in hand, to take a breath, look around, and reflect on that remarkable fact. Congratulations once again, class of 2024, on all you've achieved and on all that's to come. We'll be right here. Thank you.